Supreetha. Welcome to my math class. In the previous lectures on Laplace transform, we studied the definition of Laplace transform. Yes, we solved some problems on Laplace transform that were directly related to the formulas. Yes, and then we studied the three properties that were shifting property, derivative property, and integral property. Yes, and then we studied something about the periodic function. And now we have moved on to unit step function. Yes. In the first video on unit step function, we studied this second property. Yes, in the last video, we solved problems on the third property. Agree? Now, let us solve some problems on the fourth property that I've mentioned here. Okay, so as you can see, I've already written a question that says, find the Laplace transform of the given function. We have three functions here. So when you have three functions, this is the formula. Okay, first write down f of t in this form. Okay, and then what do? You substitute it. In place of f1 of t, what should I substitute now? Yes, this is the formula. Okay, what do I have in place of f1 of t? As you can see, in place of f1 of t, I have 1. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll substitute in place of f1 of t, 1 plus in place of f2 of t, what do I have? In place of f2 of t, I have t. Yes, so I'll substitute t minus 1 into u of t minus, observe the fourth property. Here we have a over here and here, right? So that is t is less than or equal to a, and for the second function, t is greater than a. Okay, so here as you can see, t is less than or equal to 1 and t is greater than 1 for the second function. Yes, so what is the value of a? The value of a is, yes, the value of a is 1. What is the value of b? For the second function, t is less than or equal to b, and for the third function, t is greater than b. What do we have in these places in our given question? We have 2, right? So let me take b is equal to 2. Okay. Now, what is our a value? A value is 1. Plus, what do we have in place of f3 of t? We have t square minus, in place of f2 of t, I have t into what? U of t minus 2. This might look a little bit complicated, but it is easy. How? See, we apply direct Laplace for this. Okay, let me write down one step. That is Laplace of f of t. Yes, Laplace of f of t is equal to Laplace of 1. This is direct Laplace. Okay, plus Laplace of t minus 1 into u of t minus 1. So this is our second property. Okay, and then Laplace of t square minus 1 into u of t minus 2. So we should know solving second property really well to solve unit step function. Okay, so Laplace of the first term will be 1 divided by s. How do we find Laplace of this? What is the formula? What was the formula that I gave you? Laplace of f of t minus a into u of t minus a is equal to e power minus s. Okay, let me just copy this formula as it is. E power minus as into f of s. This is our formula. Okay, write down this is the formula. Okay, let me apply this formula for this function and this function. Okay, so now what do we have here? We have Laplace of t minus 1 into u of t minus 1. Okay, this is equal to, what do we have in place of a? In place of a, I have 1. So what should I do? I'll write it as e power minus s I would have to find f of s now. How do I find f of s? First write down what is f of t minus a. That is f of t minus a. In place of a I have what? 1, right? So f of t minus 1 would be t minus 1 in the question I have t minus 1 itself. Okay, now what should I find? I should find f of t. So I'll replace t with t plus 1 minus 1 is equal to t plus 1 minus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled on both the sides. So I would get f of t is equal to t. Now, what is Laplace of f of t? Laplace of f of t is, what is the formula? N factorial, that is 1 factorial divided by s to the power 1 plus 1, that is s square. Okay, what is this? This is our f of s. Let me substitute this over here. I would get e power minus s divided by s square. Okay. So here I would have to write plus e power minus s divided by s square. Now what should I do? I should find Laplace of this term, right? Same steps. Okay. Let me write that down. Laplace of, okay, Laplace of t square minus t into u of t minus 2. Yes, this is equal to, okay, this is equal to e power, what do I have in place of a? I have 2, right? Let me substitute. Minus 2s into f of s. How do I find f of s now? What do I have in place of f of t minus 2? I have t square minus t. Okay. Okay, what is our f of t? To find f of t, I would have to do t plus 2 minus 2. This is equal to what? T plus 2 the whole square minus t plus 2. I am just replacing t with t plus 2. Why? Because I want f of t in the LHS. Okay. Now, what should I do? Here, plus 2 and minus 2 gets cancelled. Agree? So, I will get f of t is equal to t square plus 4t plus 4. That is a plus b whole square formula. A square plus 2ab plus b square minus t minus 2. This is equal to t square plus 4t minus t would be what? That would be plus 3t plus 2. Okay, now what should I do? I should find Laplace of f of t. This is equal to Laplace of t square plus 3 Laplace of t plus Laplace of 2. Laplace of f of t, the meaning of Laplace of f of t is it is f of s. This is equal to Laplace of t square is what? It is 2 factorial divided by s to the power 2 plus 1, that is s cube, plus 3 into 1 factorial divided by s to the power 2 plus 2 divided by s. Let me substitute that over here. I would get, what would I get? E power minus 2s into 2 divided by s cube plus 3 divided by s square plus 2 divided by s. Okay, so here I would have to write e to the power 2s into 2 divided by s cube plus 3 divided by s square plus 2 divided by s. This is our Laplace transform of the given function using unit step function or Heaviside function. Okay, moving on to our next problem, that is. So yes, what is the question? The question is find the Laplace transform of the given function. Okay, using unit step function. Okay, that is using unit step function. Okay. So, what is the first step when you find a question like this? First step, always the first step is write down the formula. Yes, what is the formula? F of t is equal to We are just converting the given function itself. Okay, we are writing it in the form of f of t is equal to. We are writing it in the form of an equation so that it will be easy for us to find the Laplace. Okay, so what is f of t? F of t is equal to f1 of t. What do we have in place of f1 of t? In place of f1 of t, I have cos t. Yes, so let me write that down. Cos t. Okay, cos t plus, what do I have in place of f2 of t? I have 1. What do I have in place of f1 of t? I have cos t again. Okay, what is the value of a? Clearly, value of a here is pi and value of b here is 2 pi. Okay, let me write that down. That is, this is our a and this is our b value. Okay, I'll substitute that in the formula. That is u of t minus pi plus, what is f3 of t? f3 of t is sine t minus f2 of t is 1. Okay, into u of t minus 2 pi. What is the next step? After writing f of t, I would have to find Laplace of f of t. What is Laplace of f of t? Laplace of f of t is Laplace of cos t plus Laplace of 1 minus cos t u of t minus pi plus Laplace of sine t minus 1 into u of t minus 2 pi. Okay, what is Laplace of cos t? What is the formula? It is s divided by s square plus 1. What is Laplace of the second term? We would have to apply the which property? The second property. What was the second property here? Let me write down the formula. Yeah, this was the second property, right? So yes, this is the formula for our second property, right? Laplace of f of t minus a into 2 minus t minus a is equal to e power minus as into f of s. So what should I do? What is the question now? I would have to find Laplace of 1 minus cos t, okay, into what? U of t minus pi. What do I have in place of a? I have pi, right? So I would have to write e power minus pi s. Let me find what is f of s now. How do you find f of s? I would have to find Laplace of f of t. But here I have f of t minus pi. What is f of t minus pi? It is 1 minus cos t. Okay, now I'll replace t with t plus pi minus 1, which is equal to 1 minus cos of t plus pi. Okay, so here f of t is equal to 1 minus, what is 180 plus theta? Yes, let me take which quadrant? This is 90, this is 180. All the values, that is 180 plus values, will come in the third quadrant. Okay, and in the third quadrant, a, s, t, right? Cos would be negative. So I would get minus into minus plus cos t. Why? Because in the third quadrant, cos of t, okay, pi plus any value, say t, is equal to how much? Minus cos t. Okay, so if I substitute minus cos t here, minus and minus would become plus. Okay, now what is Laplace of f of t? Laplace of f of t is equal to 1 divided by s plus s divided by s square plus 1. Okay, let me substitute the s value over here. That would be e power minus s into 1 divided by s plus s divided by s square plus 1. Okay, so here I would have to write, yes, so I would have to write plus e power minus pi s into 1 divided by s plus s divided by s square plus 1. Okay. Now again for this, let me apply the second property, which is Laplace of sin t minus 1. Okay. Laplace of sin t. Okay. Sin t minus 1 into u of, okay, into u of t minus 2 pi, is it? Yes. T minus 2 pi. What do you have in place of a? I have e to the power minus 2 pi s. Okay, in place of a I have 2 pi. Let me find out what is f of s now. Okay. So our f of s would be, f of s is equal to, first what should I do? I would have to find what? F of t, right? But we have in the question f of t minus 2 pi. F of t minus 2 pi is equal to how much? Sin t minus 1. That is whatever we have over here. Okay. Okay. So yes, f of, what should I do? I'll replace t with what? T plus 2 pi minus 2 pi is equal to sine of t plus 2 pi minus 1. Wherever I have t, I've replaced it with what? T plus 2 pi. Okay, these both gets cancelled. F of t is equal to, what is sine of 2 pi plus t? Yes, sine of 2 pi plus t is, it comes in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, every trigonometric ratio is positive and nothing changes. So I would get sine t minus 1. This is our f of t. What is Laplace of f of t now? Laplace of f of t is 1 divided by s square plus 1 square minus 1 divided by s. So this would become e power minus 2 pi s into 1 divided by s square plus 1 minus 1 divided by s. Okay, let me substitute that in our problem. I would have to write here e to the power minus 2 pi s into 1 divided by s square plus 1. Was it minus or plus? It was minus 1 divided by s. Okay, so this is our Laplace transform using Heaviside function. Okay, so moving on to our next question, that is, yes, find the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to, that is a given function using unit step function. What is the first step? Write down the formula. Okay, what is the formula? The formula is f of t is equal to f1 of t plus f2 of t minus f1 of t. Okay, so this is the formula. What do we do? First we change the given question. Yes, we change it to a function so that it will be easy to find Laplace. So let me substitute the values. What is f1 of t? f1 of t is t square plus f2 of t is 4 minus f1 of t is t square. In place of a, I have what? A. In place of b, I have b. Okay, that is u of t minus 2 plus, in place of f3 of t, what do I have? I have 0 minus f2 of t is what? 4. Okay, into u of t minus 4. Correct? So now, what is the formula for the first one? Let me write down one step, that is Laplace of f of t, this is equal to Laplace of t square plus Laplace of 4 minus t square into u of t minus 2. Okay, I can write this as minus 4. It is a constant. I can take it out. And then Laplace of, what do you have? You just have u of t minus 4. Okay. So what is Laplace of t square? That is t to the power n. Yes. Laplace of t to the power n is equal to n factorial divided by s to the power n plus 1. So this would become 2 factorial divided by s to the power 2 plus 1, that is 3. Plus, for this I would have to apply the second property. What was the second property? Laplace of, yes, Laplace of f of t minus a into u of t minus a. This is equal to e power minus as into f of s. Okay, what do I have in place of a? I would have to find Laplace of what? 4 minus t square into u of t minus 2. What do you have in place of a? I have 2, right? Let me substitute that, e power minus 2s into f of s. Okay, so now what should I do? I would have to find what is f of s. So first let me write down what is f of t minus 2. This is equal to 4 minus t square. Okay, what is f of t plus 2? I am replacing t with t plus 2. Okay, wherever I have t, I am replacing it with t plus 2. Why am I doing that? Because I want here f of t. Why do I want f of t? Because in the formula I have f of s, not f of s minus 2. Okay, so this would become 4 minus t square plus 4s plus 4. Okay, so what would I get? 4 minus t square minus 4s minus 4. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So what am I left with? Minus t square minus 4s. Now, this is our what? This is our f of t. What is f of s? F of s is equal to minus 2 factorial divided by s to the power 3 minus 4 into 1 factorial divided by s to the power 2. Okay, so here let me substitute e power minus 2s into minus 2 divided by s cube minus 4 divided by s square. Okay, so here I would have to write e power minus 2s into minus 2 divided by s cube minus 4 divided by s square. Okay, now what else do I have here? Here I have Laplace of u of t minus 4. This is in which form? Is this in the second form? No, right? We don't have a f here. Observe the 4 properties. Okay, if you observe the 4 properties, our question is in the form of the first property. What was the first property? The first property was Laplace of u of t minus a is equal to what? E power minus as. Okay, e power minus as. It is divided by s. We have one divided by s over here. Okay, so now what would I write? Let me write down the formula. That is Laplace of u of t minus a. Okay, Laplace of, here, let me write down here itself. So Laplace of u of t minus a, this is equal to e power minus as divided by s. Okay, what do I have here? I have Laplace of u of t minus 4. Agree? So that would be e to the power minus 4s divided by s. So what should I write here? 4 into e to the power minus 4s divided by s. Okay, this is our Laplace transform of the given question using unit step function or Heaviside function. Okay, this is our final answer. Yes, now moving on to our next question, which is find the Laplace transform of the given function, that is f of t is equal to, as you can see, it is 0, e and 0 for the given limits. Okay, so what is the first step? I've already written the formula. Okay, yes. So what is the formula? We have f of t is equal to what? f1 of t. Yes, what do you have in place of f1 of t? In place of f1 of t, I have 0 plus f2 of t is e minus 0 u of, in place of a, what do I have? In place of a, I have 0. In place of b, I have what? A. So this would be t minus 0. Okay, plus f3 is 0 again, minus e into u of t minus a. Okay, now we would get Laplace transform of, we would have to find Laplace transform of f of t, which is equal to, e is a constant, Laplace of u of, let me keep that 0, t minus 0 plus, or I'll write it as minus, e Laplace transform of u of t minus a. Okay, this is in the form of which property? First property, right? What was first property? Laplace of, yes, Laplace of u of t minus a. This is equal to e power minus as divided by s. So what do I have here? I have e into e to the power, in place of a I have 0, right? So I have minus 0, or 0 doesn't have any unit, so let me write it as 0 itself, divided by s minus e into e to the power minus a itself. In place of a, I have a, divided by s. So this would be e divided by s minus e power minus as divided by s, or you can also write it as, I can take e by s common, that is 1 minus e power minus as. Okay, so this is our Laplace transform using unit step function or Heaviside function. Okay, and all these problems comes under which property? Property number 4 that I have mentioned here. Okay, that is property number 4. How do you solve this? Firstly, they have given us a formula to find f of t. Substitute that formula. In that formula, whatever the functions you have in the question, substitute those functions and find the Laplace. While using the Laplace transform, observe in which property or which property can you use. Okay, for example, we used here the second property. In some of the problems we used first property, right? When we have a function before you, we use second property. When we have no function before you, that is if we have only u, we use the first property. Okay, and after using the formula and solving it, we arrived at our given, and we arrived at our expected answer. Okay. So yes, that is it for today's class. Thank you.